Today's episode of Other Record Labels is sponsored by Lander, the official digital distributor of other record labels. You can learn more about them and get 20% off your subscription for digital distribution and so much more by going to otherrecordlabels.com/Lander or clicking the link in the description of this episode. Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Other Record Labels. I'm your host, Scott, or where we talk about the art and culture of running an independent record label. We get to talk about doing the fun stuff, and then we also get to talk about doing the stuff like social media. And I want to share with you my little journey in kind of like learning about social media and experimenting with social media. If you're like me, you probably hate social media. I mean, as a business owner, you really have to do it. I'm not denying that. It's not really a young person's tool anymore. It's become like the shopping mall of today, where yes, mostly young people hang out, but it's utilized by everyone and in their own unique way. But that doesn't change the fact that it's difficult. The reason being is because it can't be an afterthought. We know that. It has to be a role in your business, the same as accounting or marketing or manufacturing. It really has become one of the tent poles of any business, record label or coffee shop or Wendy's or a carpenter or a chiropractor. We know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but that only compounds our stress as label owners because we know we have to do something with our labels on social media. But what and how often? Have you heard of Tim Ferriss's minimum effective dose? Minimum effective dose. That means finding out what is the smallest dose that will produce the desired outcome. If I want people to hear about my releases, what's the least amount of effort I can put into social media to still achieve this goal? So we're not giving up, but we're not giving too much. Are you with me? What is the minimum a record label can do with social media to still make an impact? At the same time, we have social media gurus like Gary Vee who say that any business, whether you're a liquor store, a fashion model, a musician, or an orthodontist, any business needs to post at least once a day on social media. That's a very tall order. It's very hard to do. Before we do that, I want to say that you're not alone. I research record labels every day of my life, and it's rare to see a record label that's killing it on social media. Pause. Listen, let me say that again. It's very, very, very rare to see a record label that is killing it on social media. So you're not alone. It doesn't matter how big or how small or how long you've been a record label, you're not alone. A lot of record labels are just scraping by. A lot are doing an awesome job with what they have to work with. But I mean, it's rare to see a label leveraging the platform and just going bonkers on TikTok and growing because of it. I'm sure there are some out there that's amazing, and I want everybody to. I'm just saying it is rare to see. There's been a few big labels that seem to have hired someone to do the job or freelanced an influencer to create videos for them, but that's expensive and it seems to be less sustainable because oftentimes these people move on, they leave their jobs, and you've lost this person who's been running your account. So I don't want to just crap on all the amazing labels out there trying to do social. It's just to say it's hard for everyone. So I want to share with you my year-long experiment with social media for other record labels. Not for my record label or my music as an indie artist, but for this platform here, the podcast and our website, otherrecordlabels.com. I felt the same way with my social media presence that a lot of you feel with your record label. I didn't know what to post, and even if I knew what to post, I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it consistently. Now, you might be like, why are we listening to a 40-year-old, albeit a handsome 40-year-old dad, teach us about social media? First of all, thank you. Your words, not mine. Second of all, I'm just doing two things in today's episode. Number one, I'm stating the 5 common roadblocks when it comes to running social media for any small business. So really, we're just identifying the problem. And number 2, I'm proposing a system, something that I think could help you get over these roadblocks. So whether you post something, how to post something cool or relevant or whatever, that's not what I'm doing today. I'm just highlighting 5 common roadblocks for any business when it comes to social media. These are things you really can't argue with. Everyone would agree to these things. And then I want to propose just a simple little system that I've learned from other people that could help you overcome these roadblocks. What you post and how great it is up to you. So first, let's look at these 5 roadblocks. These are 5 frustrating roadblocks of social media for record labels. Number 1, we don't know what to post. Do we make funny videos, authentic videos, cool videos? Do we do videos at all? Do we do static stuff? Do we do ads? We just don't know what to post, right? When you're a small business, I mean, I can imagine this is even harder for an orthodontist trying to do social media, or a contractor, or a painter or an artist. There's a lot of times it's like, I don't know what to post. And sometimes I have a lot to post, but other times I have nothing to post. Roadblock number 2 is we don't know how to sustain the content creation. So even if we have a great idea, it's hard to make a new video every week or more when we're busy running our business day to day. Some labels have great content, like when a new release comes out, or when the artist gets cool new photos from a photo shoot, or you've hosted an event. All of a sudden you have tons of photos to post. But that only covers things for a few days or a week or so out of the 365 days that we're supposed to post. Roadblock number 3, we don't know how to sustain a consistent posting schedule. It's one thing to be motivated and to do social well for a few days or weeks. It's harder when life gets busy. And a few days go by and all of a sudden a few weeks go by and we haven't posted anything and we start to feel bad and depressed and procrastinate, and it just gets worse. Roadblock number 4, we don't know which platforms to commit to. Some platforms are new and trending. Others are more reliable. Some platforms favor new creators. Some platforms are more arduous to create content for, like TikTok or YouTube. Some platforms are easy, but ineffective, like Twitter or LinkedIn or Pinterest. Some platforms have various pieces of content formats, like Instagram. We have stories, we have posts, we have, what do they call them? Reels? Roadblock number 5, we don't know if it matters. We don't know if any of this matters. It's hard to measure the ROI on the time that we invest into social media. The 5 frustrating roadblocks of social media for record labels and for any business really are: number 1, we don't know what to post. Number 2, we don't know how to sustain content creation. Number 3, we don't know how to sustain a consistent posting schedule. Number 4, we don't know which platforms to commit to. And number 5, we don't know if it all matters. So let me give you some insights into a year-long strategy I tested out to tackle these 5 problems. And how I thought to tackle these 5 social media roadblocks for the Other Record Labels brand. And you can apply this to your business as well. Okay. So roadblock number 1, I don't know what to post. So the way I decided to tackle that was I'm going to aim to post 6 or 7 times a week. Okay. So maybe let's say 6, give myself 2 days off. Maybe I'll give myself like Fridays off and Saturdays or something. So I'm going to post 6 times a week, maybe 5 times a week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 6 different types of content. Think of them as 6 different content buckets. I'll explain this a little later on. But when I was just tackling the first problem of I don't know what to post, I just thought, okay, we've got 6 days to fill. And maybe for you it's 5, maybe it's 3 to start. Let's divide those 3 days or those 5 days or those 6 days into different types of content. The next thing I did was to tackle problem number 2 is I don't know how to sustain content creation. So this was an easy one. I just committed to spending, and I'll break this down later on in the episode. I'm going to expand on this. So to tackle problem number 2 is I don't know how to sustain content creation. I committed to spending a few days creating enough content that would give me content for 4 to 6 months. So I spent like 2 to 3 days, 8-hour days, and I created enough content for 4 to 6 months. Problem number 3, I don't know how to sustain the consistent posting. So not only did I spend a few days creating all the content at once, batching content as it's called, but I also did a spreadsheet with the captions, hashtags, and titles, and I organized everything in folders in Dropbox. So there was no friction to getting a pre-made post out. I just looked at what came next and I posted it. I had everything I needed. So the content creation was all batched. We took care of that in 2 or 3 days. We took care of the next 4 to 6 months in 2 or 3 days. In addition to creating the content, I also created the schedule. I didn't really plan on what comes next. I basically just opened the folder on whatever day I'm supposed to post and look, and I grab something. It's like having like a treasure chest of toys that a dentist gives a kid. A kid comes through, it's like, here, take one of these. So I always had something ready. Roadblock number 4, I don't know which platforms to commit to. So for me, I thought I'm going to make vertical videos. That was one of the content buckets I was going to fill, was a vertical video. And I realized you can essentially repurpose the same videos across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and I think Twitter as well. For static images, you can post those on pretty much any platform. So like LinkedIn, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. And roadblock number 5, I don't know if any of this matters. So I will say, spoiler alert, after a year of doing this strategy, essentially twice, 2 like blocks of 6 months, 4 or 6 months, I still don't know if it was worth it. But the short answer is, yeah, it does matter. It was worth it. And I'm going to keep doing it. And I kind of had fun doing it. And I certainly felt good posting. And quite frankly, I probably got 30,000 views on TikTok, the same or less on Instagram, the same on YouTube. Like when you add it all up from the impressions across all the platforms and all the different types of content, it would easily exceed 100,000 views spread across like a few months. It's not a ton, but it's also not nothing either. And it's free. And actually it was pretty darn easy, like posting occasionally. And I didn't schedule things. Usually I just like reached into the bucket and posted something every couple of days or every other day. And then the content creation day was just 2 or 3 days. So like, and I didn't boost anything, pay for ads or anything. It was pretty free. So I think that's pretty good. Okay. So let me break this down and explain it to you a little bit. I hope that you're tracking along, because what I'm hoping you get out of today's episode is, first of all, those 5 roadblocks. I want you to nod your head and go, yeah, I hear you. Those are my problems as well. And what I want you to take from this is, I just want you to hear, like, this is somebody who kind of decided to try to tackle those roadblocks. And I want you to just kind of listen and be like, oh, that's an interesting system. I want you to just kind of like hear my system and figure out, like, could I use a system like this, and to kind of hear the results. So if you're tracking along, maybe I'll put this together in a document that we'll put together on our website. And that'll help you. If I do that as I'm talking now, I'll put the link in the description, just so that if you're listening and you're having a hard time following along, you can read this and follow along and see if it works for you. So the first thing I did was tackling problem number 1. I don't know what to post. I created a few different content buckets. So I did, the first content bucket was a short form video, vertical video, where I did a series talking about vinyl. Super short, 30 seconds, subtopic in the space of vinyl. How much does vinyl cost? What color of vinyl? Should I do color vinyl? You know, basically I just talked about, it was pretty easy to come up with like a handful of ideas. Then I did a second short form video. We did super short, 30 second subtopic on why you should start a record label. So that's 2 posts or 2 days taken care of. I have every week I post about our new episode on the podcast. So that's a day taken care of. Occasionally did a record label of the week, or like highlighting a record label that we like. That was very easy to put together. That's another day taken care of. Inspirational quote. People like those. I like them. And then I also did a day where I was advertising one of our products or one of our free resources. So if you're a record label and you want to create 5 to 7 different types of posts or content buckets, here's some ideas. You could do a video series where you show a different part of your process on how you run a record label. Here's how we pack records. Here's how we upload music to Bandcamp. You could do a video series on one record from your back catalog. You could do a video series about the records that made you and inspired your label. It'd be easy for you to come up with like 52 records that are important to you, and sit there in your living room and you record a 30-second spiel about each record. That's not hard to do. Static images promoting your back catalog releases that are no longer top of mind but shouldn't be forgotten. Behind the scenes photos from an event you did, your record label, or from the artists. Merch ads showing some of your cool merch, your favorite quotes, your favorite lyrics, from your artists or other artists, or other non-label artists on labels that are not yours or brands that you love, just promoting other people, bigging up other people. Tackling number 2, I don't know how to sustain the content. So for me, in my social media experiment, this was the only heavy lifting. And it basically took me 2 to 3 days. First, I spent a long time making custom thumbnails for all the videos I had planned to make. I made any graphics that I have to make, like quotes, all using the same templates, same font, so it looked really consistent. Then I plan a day to film my videos. And get this, I set up the camera, I get my hair cut, I find a good spot, I turn my camera vertical, and I film maybe 20 or so vertical 30-second videos in one sitting, maybe more, 24 videos. 24 videos is 6 months of weekly posting. That's huge. 24 30-second clips talking about something is 6 months worth of posting. I changed my shirt a few times too, if you noticed. Now, all I have to do is plan what I'm going to say, and I have to edit those videos. Like basically I had that like 24 30-second clips made for like a really big, long 15-minute video. And so I brought that into the video editor and chopped them all up. So it's not a lot of work, but it is too. It's not easy. Like it does take a bit of time. But again, it's 2, maybe 3 days, full days of work. But remember, that's for 6 months of content done. So you do it twice a year. So basically what I'm saying is batch. And that also allows for consistent looking content, same thumbnails, same video style. I like that. I did the same batch work with captions too. For the videos, I have a spreadsheet that says the topic, the title, a brief description of what the video is about. And then I took that spreadsheet into ChatGPT and I asked it to write a short social media caption for each video and to include relevant hashtags and then put those in their own column back into my spreadsheet. So it was like super simple to put together. It's like doing all this very hard administrative work for 2 or 3 days that sets you on a, it's like packing for going camping. Like you do all this work and then your camping trip is that much better. Problem number 3, I don't know how to post regularly. So now that I made all these videos and graphics and everything, it's all just saved in a folder on my computer and on Dropbox, and it's organized nicely. And I keep track of what I've already posted. I just put an X on it or change put a little tag on it that I've already posted this. So there's no thinking. That was done on the day I created the content. So to tackle the problem of I don't know how to post things regularly and to be consistent, it's all ready for me. I can post across a few platforms in a few minutes. So if I'm on holiday or busy, I can just quickly open up tabs for Instagram and a few places in social media and just post it like instant. It was so easy. Problem number 4 was I don't know what platforms to post to. By the way, get ready for this. Okay, listen carefully. I have done all of this for the past year without using my phone. I don't do any of this on my phone. It's all on my computer. I post on Facebook and Instagram using Meta Planner. I use the TikTok browser. I don't have TikTok on my phone. Same with YouTube, Blue Sky. There is no phone usage here. That's too distracting and too cumbersome to try to port videos from my computer to my phone. Nothing should slow down this process. And I didn't care at all about engagement. There were a few video topics I did that hit the wrong algo and got some mean comments. But using a browser, I just don't get notified about these things and I don't really care. I'm just posting and walking away. So basically, I just chose the platforms where I could easily post the exact same thing without having to alter it. So basically, any rectangle graphic image with a caption, I can post on Pinterest, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube feed, in our private Facebook group. The vertical videos, I can post using browser-based versions of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Meta, which posts on both platforms, Facebook and Instagram automatically. Threads and Blue Sky, by the way, they limit the size of videos that you can post, but it's getting better. So I didn't end up posting my videos on there. And then number 5, did any of this matter? How do we track if it matters? Well, here's my takeaway. It was 2 to 3 days of work for 6 months of regular professional content. As much as I hate doing this, that's a no-brainer. And I'm a bad business owner if I don't do this. The impact is really hard to measure, but there's no way it's not doing something. Some video topics got more engagement than others, but always I would get people hitting me up or reconnecting with us, posting on social media. It reminds people that you're there. We also know that marketing is made up of at least 8 touch points with potential customers. So at the very least, your posts on social media is just another touch point. Building and learning as you go is so worth it. To learn what types of content does better, to learn the types of content that is a complete waste of time, to learn about topics that resonate, to learn skills like design and video editing, to be in a position to leverage a platform if culture moves in that direction, or God forbid, maybe one of your posts go viral. Here's a brand that is alive and active and updates its store window display every few days. That's what people are going to think about you. And that shows that a record label has vitality and is something worth checking out. Okay. This episode was kind of long and overwhelming, and I now realize that I didn't offer any magic recipe. And it turns out that the answer is just to do a lot of work. Sorry, it's true. Running a business is hard work. There was someone recently online I heard that was like, being an indie artist is hard work. Being a record label owner is hard work. Being a small business owner is hard work. Yes, all true. But so is working in construction, or working at a restaurant, or working in a stressful office. It's all hard work. I just think it's more rewarding to work hard for yourself, or for your artists, or for the thing you love, and that's music. I'm not the best person to learn from when it comes to social media, and I hope that I'm not the only person you're learning from when it comes to social media. But I am constantly watching and learning and trying to figure out how to do this better. And I really don't enjoy it. And I think you're with me. And I'd love to hear from you if you have unlocked some things. And like I said, I follow almost every record label in the world on social media. And I love seeing what people are doing. And I love seeing some labels out there, you know who you are, who are evolving and are trying things and are taking risks and putting themselves out there, recording their voiceovers or putting their face on social media. Good for you. It's hard work. So I hope this system, first of all, I hope these 5 roadblocks encourage you to know that every business faces these 5 roadblocks. And I hope this little system of overcoming these roadblocks is helpful. I will put them out in a document that you can check out. It'll be in our newsletter as well that will help you a little bit better. And that'll be in the link in this description. Thank you for listening. Reach out to me if you have some thoughts on social media or more questions. And thanks again to our friends at Lander for sponsoring today's episode, the official digital distributor of other record labels. Go to otherrecordlabels.com/Lander to learn more.